Welcome back, guys. Today's task will involve some thinking. My partner Viola loves cooking and she always likes having something on in the background. I love her cooking, so keeping her happy seems like a fair deal. I built this kitchen TV a few years ago, but we're leaving it behind when we move. So it's time to come up with something smaller, portable, and hopefully just as good. So without further ado, let's get it done. Apparently, you enjoyed watching me glue random bits of wood together in the last video, so let's do it again. It's good for the environment, good for the scrap pile, and with a bit of luck, my kitchen might finally stop looking like every item was bought from a different Amazon seller. So today's ingredients are whatever I could find in the workshop: a bit of pine furniture board, some pallet wood, and a piece of plywood. Basically, the woodworking equivalent of an eat what's left in the fridge dinner. If that's not premium enough for you, don't worry, there are plenty of channels where every cheap and easy project starts with $150 worth of walnut, a sprinkle of wenge, and a sponsor paying for the timber anyways. Around here, we are working with whatever we've got left and try to make it look expensive. Sometimes we even fool ourselves. Everything's been ripped into strips, so it's finally time for the artistic part, which in my case means moving bits of wood around until they stop looking like firewood and start looking expensive. The next step is simple: spread a reasonable amount of glue, line everything up, throw every clamp you own at it, and pretend this was the plan all along. At this point, confidence is far more important than accuracy. Once the glue starts grubbing, you stop making decisions and start making excuses. Luckily, the wood can't read my mind. Nope, it didn't come out perfectly flat. It almost never does. That's exactly why I keep saying a thicknesser is one of the best investments you can make if you build things like this. Or you can flatten it with a hand plane, if your definition of a quick weekend project is wildly different from mine. To make the board actually usable, it's worth squaring it up first. Just throw it onto your table saw sled, trim both sides, and suddenly it looks like you knew what you were doing from the beginning. If you've seen my previous videos, you already know what's coming. We're about to deliberately cut up a perfectly good board because apparently I enjoy creating extra work for myself. On the bright side, the pattern looks fantastic and it's become surprisingly popular. So if you're selling on Etsy, this might be your chance to look unique, at least until everyone else watches this video. On that note, I've got some devastating news. I'm officially shutting down my Etsy shop. The reason is pretty simple. I haven't sold anything in ages, and I finally accepted that competing with people who apparently work for the financial reward of a warm handshake isn't really my thing. Some sellers seem perfectly happy with about 1% profit. Good for them. I assume they also paying bills with positive thoughts and exposure. So I'm out. Don't worry, I'll still keep coming up with projects you can build and sell, if you've got more patience than I do. As for me, I'd rather spend my time finding out whether all those YouTube videos claiming you can make $500 a day with one easy woodworking project are complete nonsense, or just mostly nonsense. Either way, somebody has to fact check these people. We're almost at the finish line, and it's time for one of the more nerve-wracking cuts. A bandsaw makes life incredibly easy here. If you don't own one, a Japanese pull saw is a great alternative. A jigsaw, on the other hand, let's just say it's the fastest way to find out how emotionally attached you were to that glue up. I'm not usually a fan of roundovers, but this project definitely needs one. So let's soften all the edges before someone points out that they're sharp enough to qualify as a kitchen knife. We're also about halfway through the video, so thanks for sticking around. By now, you might have figured out what I'm building, so let me know your guess in the comments. And if you're enjoying this video, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe. Apparently, it tells YouTube I'm not just talking to myself, but I'll leave that decision entirely up to you. One more thing before we carry on. You probably noticed I switched from the router to the belt sander for this board. That wasn't because I suddenly changed my favorite tool. With the grain and glue up running this way, I wasn't particularly excited about introducing a router spinning at 20,000 RPM to the conversation. That's a good chance it'll decide to turn several hours of work into a surprisingly expensive pile of kindling. Somehow, we've reached the mandatory woodworking money shot. Enjoy the music while the oil performs its magic. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm curious how many of you guessed what I was building, so let me know in the comments, unless you skipped straight to the end. We both know who you are. If you enjoyed the build and the questionable sense of humor, I'd really appreciate the like and subscription. It helps convince YouTube to show this channel to someone other than the same 10 people. I've picked another couple of videos for you on the screen, so give one of them a watch. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.